Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of All About You. In today's video, I actually want to do something a little different. This has been on my mind for quite some time. As you guys all already know, there was a lot of drama when it involved me in it, especially when it came down to playing at events and just the way people perceived me. I honestly didn't think this was gonna blow out of proportion, where people felt like the Dragon Ball God or the just like the arrogant persona. I didn't really think it was gonna be so it was gonna resonate with people so badly. I really didn't think anything of it other than I was gonna have some fun and bring some entertainment into the community. As you guys know, in multiple other card games, there are a lot of different people who try to spice things up. Whether it may be money matches or just, saying, oh, I'm going to win the next event, or I'm going to be better than everyone else, and, so on and so forth. And so when I saw this, and coming back from a WWE background in terms of, just watching my favorite TV shows, drama, playing the villain or having those type of characters that go against all the other individuals is, usually brought entertainment. Whether you like the villain role or you like the hero role, you normally pick a side. But I never actually thought in a million years that it would come to a point where me playing a villain role, which again, I really thought it was going to be entertaining, was going to really hurt people and actually leave people with a really bad taste when it comes down to playing this game. My initial thought process is I want to make this game big. I want to make this game huge and have a lot of people playing it. Whether you wanted to play it because you had people like me playing the game, or whether you just enjoy Dragon Ball, the franchise, or if you honestly enjoy the mechanics of the card game. But I never thought that playing a villain and, just kind of bringing out a little bit of me mixed with just different personas to keep the game fun and just have something to strive to beat, or someone to strive to beat, would be an issue. I do want to apologize to all of you. A lot of you guys have been really loyal, diehard supporters. It sucks because a lot of you guys enjoyed watching me play in tournaments, and I let you guys down, and I really want to apologize for that, because I understood that when I went to this last event at PPG, it was basically a privilege to be able to play. I want to thank you, George Machado, for allowing me to do that on behalf of Pro Play Games, because it was actually a way for me to compete with a lot of the best players in the game, and that has been stripped away from me since my banning, and it sucks. It's not something to be happy about, or it's it really does suck when you can't meet up with your friends. A lot of my good friends, they play this card game, they're going to Nats, and I'm the only one not. At the end of the day, it is what it is, and it just sucks when you're in a spot where you thought it was gonna add positivity in the sense that it was gonna be exciting, and it ended up being the opposite. A lot of people used to quote unquote hate my persona, and I thought in my case, I honestly thought it was just people picking a side, I don't like you, just like in the WWE, or wrestling in general. You don't like the villain, but that doesn't mean that you really don't like the villain. It's just that you might want the good guys to win. But it turned out that you guys started to genuinely not like me and started looking at me like I'm really a bad guy and that I am a cheater, or I'm, this has been a lot of names calling and thrown my way based off of me playing this villain or this character. And I want to apologize for that, because I honestly didn't think that was going to be the case. Again, people right now going to Nats, you guys are going to have a lot of fun. And, it's going to be a great experience, since this card game is actually moving to bigger and better events and just overall great competition. It gives people, it just allows people to get that competitive edge out of them, and just enjoy playing the card game outside of what we have already been doing as a community. And, so that's one thing. I also want to talk about just a few other little topics. The whole Dragon Ball God act, you know, you guys obviously, you know, whether you liked it or you didn't, it was to promote competition. That's all it was. It was an outlet to show, hey, wherever I'm at, if I'm winning multiple events, if I'm topping all these big events or whatever, hey, let's strive to beat Anthony. Let's strive to become better than him, or at least close to his level, so that you can yourself perform well at events where you could be topping all these events, or at least, you know, performing well in your local scene. This wasn't to put you guys down or make you guys seem like, you know, you're trash or something, because that's something that other individuals have brought up to my attention. They perceived my attitude or persona in the sense that I look down on everyone and I feel like I'm just like God, and you know, like, that's not it. The whole persona was for you guys to strive to become better than me, or at least become a better player in general, because a lot of people that play card games, they don't really take it too seriously. You guys might play it casually, and when there's big events, in order for the community to grow, and when I mean community growing in sense, in order for things to continue growing, there needs to be an incentive. There needs to be something big. And what this means is that when you have something greater, like Nats, for example, Nats is something that is getting more people involved because they see the prize pool. They see that Bandai, the company, really cares about this game, you know, and it's something that we as players in any card game, or in any game period, we really respect that. We want this out of the community. We want this out of the game that we put our time and energy towards. But when you don't have multiple people striving to become the best or become good at this game, the competitive edge goes down, and ultimately you just have a card game that's just promoting product or giving out product without much incentive to become better at it. You know, Bandai saw that a lot of people want something great, you know, and they saw what happened when they first initially had the Nats prizings revealed, and it did get a very, you know, it got an uproar. People definitely, you know, voiced their opinions and show Bandai that, yo, we love your game, you know, make this bigger, make this great, so that people could want to play and people could want to continue buying product. And that's the point. So this Dragon Ball God act was just essentially for you guys to be motivated. Have fun with the game. You know, not like you casual players out there, there's nothing wrong with being a casual player. The only, I won't even say issue, the only thing that could be a little bit better is when you yourself want to do more than just play. You know, it's great to want to win sometimes. It's great to want to just get better at something, whether it's a hobby, activity, whatever you're into. You know, you want to treat your hobbies and or activities, you know, a little bit, I won't even say serious, but try to want to be good at it. You know, it's great to devote your attention and time towards something that you want to be good at, as opposed to something that you just do it to do it. You know, if you bowl or you play any kind of like sport or other, even video games in general, you know, you want to try to perform well, you know, because you're giving a lot of your energy and your time where it comes to something else that you could be giving it to. If you're not going to, you know, give it your all, or at least slowly start devoting more attention and really learn how to become better at it. But this video, honestly, is just to kind of get a few words out of my chest, because it just, I see it. I mean, I've been seeing it at first when I perceived the whole hater category, you know, and a lot of people would tell me, oh, don't worry, Anthony, those are just your haters. But there is a problem when your haters are almost outnumbering your supporters. If I have 4,000 or 5,000 haters, that's a problem when I have roughly around the same amount of supporters. You got what I'm saying? It's not good. And the negativity that I have been receiving, and that has been pretty much stigma around my name, it's not good. Even my past, when it came to the Naruto CCG, I want to bring some light to some of these things. The Naruto TCG, I was banned indefinitely for cosplaying at an event using another alias. I wasn't using my name. I was actually using one of my best friends, his brother's ID card. I had his ID card and I pretty much, you know, faked being him, or impersonated him for that matter, but in an actual person. I was there. So when I did that, I was already on a temporary ban for basically things that Bandai, at the time, Bandai America, wanted to kind of crack down on or slow it down because it became too much, it became a little too chaotic. Back then, having intentional draws and bribery and things of that nature, players used to do that all the time in the Naruto TCG. It was nothing new. Multiple players would do it, and I'm not going to name any names because this video is actually talking about my situation. Like when I first saw Dragon Ball Super, my first objective was to be good at the game. My second objective, when I saw the feedback, was to maybe I can make this game more entertaining. Maybe I can actually have people really want to play the game. And that's when I started the Dragon Ball God, you know, due to one of my good friends, Eon Hill. He was the one who kind of blurted it out, and I went with it. And I decided to kind of hold that as a title under my name because it was something that I felt would excite people to want to beat me. You see me at a tournament, you're like, oh man, the Dragon Ball God is here. Let me beat this guy. He's supposedly one of the best players. Let me beat him. You know, he's been winning all these events. I got to see what I can do to him. Let me see how I stack against him. You know, and that was to make and promote competition. That's the main idea that I wanted to bring forth into coming into this game, because I already knew that if the competition goes up, pricing is going to go up. If Bandai is listening, we're going to get better pricing. And better pricing means more people playing. And more people playing means even more competition. And essentially, we want to have one of the biggest card games, or the biggest. Right now, MTG, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, all of those are on the top 3. Dragon Ball right now, I think, is ranked 5. Let's try to bump that up to top 3. I honestly didn't think people were going to be affected by my persona and what the role I wanted to take in the community, because I saw that a lot of people, when they would win or they would top, they wouldn't say much about it. And honestly, in a lot of places that I was playing at, people used to come up to me and say thank you for being this character. Some people would just tell me, yo, you're funny, you're entertaining, you know, and I felt good about it. And I kept with the act. But then the hate, it started down here, and it's just slowly kept climbing. And then rumors, again, in the Naruto TCG, people kept saying, oh, he was banned from this game, banned from that game. I was only banned from one other game prior to this game. And the banning wasn't due to cheating. It had nothing to do with cheating. If you look at my, like, if I had a resume, quote unquote, you wouldn't find cheating. There have been mistakes. I made mistakes in my videos. People started switching up the story, saying that I went to an event and on stream I was using 5 objections. That wasn't true at all. I had objections on a side from another deck, and I kept switching out cards. That wasn't at the tournament. That was when I was doing the deck profile. And unfortunately, I made a mistake by leaving those other cards with the deck that I had. Had nothing to do with me having those cards already in the deck, because when Bandai officially looked at the tournament, Bandai was there. They literally grabbed everyone's decks after the event, and they were literally spreading out all the cards to see what the player was playing, because at that time we didn't even write deck lists. All they wanted to do was take a picture of the deck at that time, and that was when the first quote-unquote big event I won, which it only had about 50 to 60 players. It wasn't that big. But the point I'm trying to get across is that a lot of rumors spread it around, and the people who disliked me and didn't know much about me started believing I was a cheater. And then it just kept elevating, because now the people who disliked me and started believing that, they kept spreading the word around saying, he's a cheater. He was banned for cheating, or he was banned from previous card games for cheating. Again, I wasn't banned from Naruto for that. Naruto's ban, initially, the lifetime ban, occurred because I cosplayed and impersonated someone. I cosplayed as Toby, or known as Obito, and I got banned again for impersonation of one of my friend's brothers. He's also a friend of mine. But that was it. you know. And then prior to that, my temporary ban had to do with, again, when it came down to intentionally drawing and when it came down to bribery. That's all it was. It had nothing to do with that. And me per se, it wasn't really bribery. So it's again along the lines of fixating what I used to do and many other players used to do, and I learned from that, was I would perform very well in my early rounds. Let's say there was 6 or 7 rounds in a tournament. I would go, let's say, 4 wins, 1 draw, and then on my last game, I would just intentionally draw. Or I would tell my opponent, depending on what record he was, can I get the win? Doesn't really matter. We both top. If I get the win, I get a higher placement. We don't need to play it out, you know? And I would hook them up. But was it something I should have done? No. Multiple people did it. They weren't caught. I was caught with basically a lot of things going on, because there was a lot of people that were kind of paying a lot of attention to me, because at one point in time I was outperforming in every event, and it was something that I felt proud of. But when they saw, oh, this guy's always topping, placing top 4, coming in first place, second place, I'm always hitting the top 4 spots, they felt like, damn, like how good is good? And so then they started paying attention more to me. And that's how things started getting out of hand, you know. And there was a lot of things that went into it. It's not like, again, that all the attention was on me, because other people were doing some wrong, but they were trying to, you know, like, I wasn't the most liked either back then, guys. You know, I may not have had the God complex, but I was also very cocky. You know, I ended up becoming cocky, especially towards like maybe the last 6 or 7 months of the game, you know, or, you know, and it was something that, you know, I just felt like, oh yeah, I am one of the best, because I kept playing the game, really practicing. That's something that you guys may not know about me, but I play often. Like, for example, this card game, Dragon Ball Super, I play very often. I might play 4 times a week, and I might devote 3-4 hours per day a week, you know, and that's often. A lot of people don't do that. Some people, they'll just wing it, you know, they'll just like wing it at an event, and they may not be able to perform. But in closing, because I don't want to keep this video too long, I really am sorry to all of you, my supporters and even my haters. You know, you guys, you know, you got this misconception of me, and it started becoming something worse than what it could have been. I should have dropped the God Act a while ago, or if you want to call me it, it's cool, but not something that I should just keep flaunting around, because a lot of you guys were offended, and I do apologize. But at the end of the day, this is something that I want to, you know, address to you guys, all of you guys. When it comes down to the game, just try to enjoy the game for itself. You know, try not to get involved, you know, with the cinematics of things, because I did, and I ended up hurting myself. And right now, I do want to apologize to you, Jim. I know I came out aggressively. I ended up, you know, sending you an email, and I also sent you a personal message. If you do see this video, at least you know you can take a look at it and, you know, definitely read it. I also want to apologize again to my friends, because it's a hobby that we all wanted to do together as a group. And by me being banned, I basically, you know, took out some of the fun. And it sucks, because you guys all know that, you know, I usually ride with Jonathan, Eric, and Eon. You guys all know them from the community. So it sucks when I'm not there because of what happened to myself. I kind of, you know, just nailed my coffin, and it really sucks not being a part of all these events that I could have been. Jim, a long time ago, did come up to me and told me, you know, drop the Dragon Ball God Act. People don't like it. It's making you look worse. It's not making you look good. And I should have listened to that. But I'm hard-headed sometimes, guys. Sometimes I have problems in my own life that you guys are unaware of, you know, with my family, my father, pertaining to my father. And his health has been not good, and he's really up in age. And, you know, it's an outlet I use for myself, to enjoy myself, you know, to have fun with the community. But I never, again, thought this was going to turn into something huge where people legitimately hate me. I see the messages. I've gotten threats. I've gotten messages, a bombardment of messages saying I should stay banned, or, you know, and a lot of hurtful stuff that it's unnecessary. Like, there's no need for none of it. You know, when I go to events, I want to go there and have fun. Most of you that see me there understand that, but the people online that don't really go to events and they see this persona, they just see an image that they don't like because they don't know me. And a lot of you guys, you know me, but it's hard to defend someone that you know when the other people are seeing something else. They're seeing an arrogant person that basically says if you run X card, you're bad. They take it personally, and I do apologize for that. So in closing, thank you for watching. I just needed to get this out to all of you guys, and I hope you understand. And again, PPG, thank you, Machado, for letting me play. I know you took some heat, which, you didn't have to do that. People, were commenting a lot of negativity on your video of my deck profile. Everyone, it's a card game. We're supposed to have fun and enjoy it with our friends and loved ones. Go have fun at Nats. I won't probably be able to join you. I highly doubt I'll get unbanned before then, but we'll see what happens. So good luck to everyone at Nats. It's going to be fun. Someone's going to take home the championship. And, we'll look forward to the next season and see what Bandai has in store for us. But in closing, thank you all again. And as always, this channel is all about you.